Hey everyone, good morning. It's Jennifer here. So today we are continuing with our green smoothie conversation from a couple days ago. It was really great to see that a lot of you were really interested in this. Definitely want to start taking on more of a green smoothie lifestyle, if you will. It was great to see that some of you started actually experimenting and making your own concoctions, and some of you even had Ziploc bags with pre-prepped frozen fruit and vegetables. So that's awesome. That's exactly what we're talking about today. So I'm actually going to show you how I make my smoothie with my favorite kind of smoothie, the recipe that I actually shared with you all on that post. Because one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they just simply do not put enough greens. So I emphasize that we want to do 3/4 of the way full. So that's what I'm going to show you today, because that's where your power is. So we know that when you consume massive quantities of raw fruits and vegetables, and particularly your raw leafy greens. Oh, my camera's falling a little bit there. Okay, so in particular, oh, I'm not good at this. Okay, so in particular, your raw leafy greens, that is where your healing happens. That's where your fat loss happens. That's where your weight loss happens. That's how you drastically improve your metabolism. So we want to make sure that we pack that in. So I have over here my bag of frozen bananas, my frozen pineapples. I have my 32 ounces of filtered water over here. I got my dates, my golden flax seeds. I have two 12-ounce bags of raw baby spinach. You can also do the mixed power green containers. You can do baby kale, whatever greens that you like, but the greener the better. So I know some of you want to do lettuce or cabbage or romaine. That's great, but you really want to get that chlorophyll, that dark green color in your smoothie. That's where most of the nutrition is. Okay, so let's just get started. So I have my 72-ounce Vitamix over here. So we're gonna fill this baby up 3/4 of the way. So we're not doing, a few leaves or one handful. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me shift it over a little bit. Okay, so we're not doing this. We're actually packing it down. Okay, so again, if you want to see drastic changes in your health, drastic changes in your body, this is where it happens. I personally like the flavor of baby spinach best. Kale is also awesome, but it definitely has a more bitter taste. So pack that in. So you see, I'm still packing it in. You see how tightly I'm pushing it down? That's how you're gonna get as much in there as possible. Now, can you imagine if you were trying to chew and eat this massive quantity, this volume of fruits and vegetables every day? We don't have time for that. For those of us that are really busy and on the go, it's just not possible. So blending it all up makes it really easy for us to get it in. Okay, so I have finished one whole bag, and you can see here, this is how full it is. I can easily put more, because that doesn't quite look like 3/4, so I'm gonna give it another handful here. Okay. All right, so next we're gonna do our water. You're gonna fill the water up to the top of the greens. You don't want to put more than that, because then you have a higher chance of the blender actually, I'm spilling the water here, of the blender actually overflowing. You just got to give it a second. You can see the water starting to fill up. You can definitely put less water. So if you don't like it super watery, or you don't like it thin, put less water. If you like it thinner, then you want to fill the water up to the top of the greens. I like it a little bit thinner. I don't like it like a big slushy. Okay, now we're gonna add in some of our essentials. So we have our flax seeds. I said keep these in a container. Whole gold flax seeds. I'm gonna add a whole 1/4 cup. You can definitely add more if you'd like, but make sure you get that 1/4 cup in every day. I'm gonna add frozen bananas. Now let me show you something about these bananas. For those of you that like your smoothie sweet, okay, especially if you're using kale and if you feel like it tastes a little too bitter, you need sweetness in there, but you don't want to be adding a ton of sugar, right? You want to make sure you're getting your fruit, even though it is essentially sugar, it's you're getting all the nutrition and the fiber in with that sugar as well. So it is worth it to get it in. So I usually put 2 to 3 bananas, and they should be ripe, and that's something that I mentioned. So the riper they are, the sweeter they're gonna be. So you wanna make sure that you're starting to get the brown speckles. For me, these aren't even ripe enough. So I actually have these sitting out until they ripen. And then once they start getting pretty soft to the point where maybe I wouldn't even eat them anymore because they're a little too ripe, peel them, chop them in half, put them in a freezer lock or freezer Ziploc bag, and just have them ready to go. So that's part of that meal prep. Have them ready to go. I like to cut them in half in case I want to do, 1.5 or 2.5 bananas instead of full 3 bananas. So nice ripe bananas, and if you're not doing frozen bananas, you can just squish them down in there, but then you might need some ice cubes because these green smoothies are not good when they are not cold. So I like to use all frozen fruit and then not have to put the ice, and then that way it actually just tastes better. It doesn't taste so watered down. Okay, and then I'm gonna add my frozen pineapple. So just a couple handfuls, which might be like a cup. And you can definitely just push this down so that it fits. You can use fresh pineapple as well. I mean, fresh is great and frozen is great too. You never want to use canned, never want to use jarred. That has a lot of additives and sugar in there. Okay, I'm going to be adding a few dashes of cinnamon. Cinnamon has a lot of really great health qualities. It helps to curb appetite, helps with metabolism. So, and I just like the flavor, so I always add it in. And then I have my dates here. They're pitted. I'm gonna add, looks like a big monster smoothie, so I'm gonna actually add 4 of them in today. You like them less sweet, add less dates. You like them more sweet, add a couple more dates. Okay, I think I have everything. Now, if I were gonna do protein powder, which I'm not gonna do right now, this is actually my favorite plant protein. And when you put it in there, you don't really taste it. But this has got like 20 or 22 grams of plant protein, in addition to a ton of other greens and nutrients. So hemp protein also works really well. So we got everything in there, close it up, and then I'm gonna let this actually blend. I'm gonna pause the video and then we're gonna let it blend for a full 2 minutes. So remember I said if you do not have a high-speed blender, so a Vitamix, a Blendtec, a Ninja, you might need to be blending for a good 3 to 5 minutes until it's really, really smooth. So I'll see you back. Okay, now blending. Beautiful green color. That's that 75% packed greens. So let's give this a taste. I love to use the giant mason jars or glass jars to drink these smoothies rather than plastic. Use whatever you have. I also like to drink it out of a straw. I can actually drink more or drink it a little bit faster when I drink it from a straw. So that's another one of my tricks so that I make sure I drink this entire thing in a day. All right, and this is with 32 ounces of water, so you can see how thin it is. It's not a thick, slushy smoothie. And this will be one of my meals. I might have some of this for, maybe a 16-ounce glass as a snack, and then the rest of it maybe with dinner or something like that. So it's excellent. It's not super sweet today. I didn't add a whole lot of bananas. If I wanted it sweeter, I would have definitely done that. Or maybe even some mango or some more pineapple. So experiment and use what you like. Make it taste the way that you like. You might want to put some lemon in there, some mint, some parsley. I mean, whatever flavors that you like, add it in. If you don't like the way green smoothies taste, you're not going to drink them. If you do like the way they taste, you'd be surprised that you can actually drink this giant thing in a day. So one of the last things I want to leave you with is prepping in advance for these smoothies, because they're really, they're pretty quick to do already, especially if you have your bananas pre-peeled, cut in half, ready to just throw in there, have everything ready to go. But if you wanted to cut even a little bit more time off, you can actually take your, your freezer bags, whether it's the gallon size or this size might even work since you're only doing 25% fruit. Throw in your, 2 frozen bananas, your cup of fruit, any of your extras. I would not put the greens in. We want our greens to be fresh. If you're freezing your greens, you're trying to push them down, it's going to be a lot harder. And the greens just don't taste the same and feel the same when they're not fresh. So buy your greens fresh, keep them in the refrigerator, and just pack that baby in. So I just put a whole 12-ounce bag. This is just a 12-ounce bag from Trader Joe's. A lot of the bags are about 10 ounces, or you can buy those big, what are those, like a pound of greens that you can get, the 16-ounce containers. You'd be using about 75% of that container. So if you have a blender this big. So just keep those stocked in the refrigerator. You will have to keep buying them like every 3-4 days. You'll probably run out depending on how much you buy at once. But you could have your fruit ready to go, throw it in after your greens, blend it up with water, and you're ready to go. And this will definitely support you with your meal prep throughout the day if you are super busy or just couldn't get into the kitchen, or you just need that extra boost of nutrients. So I hope this was helpful. Please leave any questions or comments, and of course your successes and challenges in the post. And I really look forward to hearing from you. I'd love to hear what your favorite smoothie flavors are that you guys are experimenting with. Definitely share your recipes because, there's so much variety and we can all learn from each other. So cheers to you, cheers to your health. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.